At first glance, it was just another teen drama with a low budget, awkward casting, and a network that didn't expect much. But what started as a small project soon became something bigger. Freaks and Geeks was the teen show that had it all. Raw honesty, unforgettable characters, and the future stars of Hollywood. Yet, NBC canceled it after just 18 episodes, leaving fans crushed and critics outraged. What went wrong? From network blunders to behind-the-scenes drama, here are the untold secrets that buried a masterpiece, yet transformed it into one of the greatest cult legends in TV history. Join us as we look at these mind-blowing secrets that killed Freaks and Geeks before it ever had a chance. 1. Quick cancellation. Freaks and Geeks was dropped just after 12 episodes aired, despite critics raving about its raw, honest take on teen life. NBC's indifference left audiences stunned, yet the show's raw honesty struck a nerve. Though short-lived, its authenticity built a devoted cult fanbase, proof that some stories burn brighter in memory than they ever did on primetime TV. 2. Cult classic status. Just 18 episodes were ever filmed, yet each is now hailed as fans' treasure. Freaks and Geeks captured teen awkwardness with unmatched heart, turning its short run into a legendary legacy. It showed the world that true legends don't need endless seasons, just raw honesty, unforgettable characters, and the courage to be real. 3. Star Maker Show. From the halls of McKinley High, James Franco, Seth Rogen, Jason Segel, and Linda Cardellini catapulted into stardom. What began as teenage misfits soon forged Hollywood heavyweights, their raw talent transforming small screen roles into powerhouse careers that still shape film and television today. 4. Time slot chaos. NBC bounced Freaks and Geeks around a schedule like a broken record, leaving viewers lost and ratings sinking fast. In the chaos, Apatow's hidden gem was smothered by network missteps, buried in the very time slots meant to keep it alive. This chaotic mismanagement doomed the show, leaving its brilliance to be discovered later. 5. Apatow's authenticity fight. Judd Apatow fought studio pressure to keep the show authentic, flat out rejecting laugh tracks. He wasn't chasing glossy sitcom polish. He wanted unfiltered teenage truth. The result was raw, awkward, and painfully real, capturing high school as it actually felt, not how TV usually dressed it up. 6. No model casting. NBC execs pushed for a sexier cast, but Apatow refused to cave. Instead, he chose real teens with real flaws, trading glossy perfection for awkward authenticity. That decision gave the show its nerdy, relatable soul, making every character feel like someone you knew in high school, one that still resonates with fans decades later. 7. Real-life roots. Many characters sprang directly from Paul Feig and Judd Apatow's high school circles. Sam, Neil, and Lindsay weren't just fictional. They were reflections of the creator's own teenage struggles, channeling awkward memories and heartfelt angst into stories that felt lived in, raw, and unmistakably real. 8. Pop star push nixed. NBC pushed for a cool stunt episode with a pop star cameo to boost ratings, but Apatow refused. He protected McKinley's authenticity, steering clear of gimmicks and keeping the show's tone grounded, raw, and free of the cheesy tricks networks use to chase ratings. 9. Younger cast edge. Unlike the polished casts of other teen dramas, these actors were barely past high school themselves. Their raw nerves, fresh faces, and unpolished energy made every dodgeball hit, every hallway stare, and every awkward crush sting with brutal, unforgettable authenticity. 10. Phillips-Franco feud. Busy Phillips often clashed with James Franco on set, later describing his intensity as overwhelming. That off-screen friction bled into their performances, giving Kim and Daniel's volatile relationship a jagged authenticity that felt as raw and unpredictable as real teenage drama. 11. Franco's near knockout. In one improvised scene, James Franco went so hard he nearly broke a co-star's nose. His unpredictable energy as Daniel wasn't just acting. It turned the set into the same kind of chaotic, anything-can-happen atmosphere you'd expect at a McKinley High party. 12. Comedian Counselor. Mr. Rosso, McKinley's offbeat guidance counselor, was brought to life by stand-up comedian Dave Allen. His natural humor and laid-back delivery gave the hippie advisor an oddly perfect mix of goofiness and sincerity, making Rosso one of the show's most memorable adult voices. 13. Network hated the pace. NBC dismissed the show's slow, authentic vibe as too boring, craving flash over heart. Apatow pushed back, refusing to sacrifice its honesty. In the end, the network never understood its quiet genius, though that same rawness is exactly what fans still treasure today as the heart of Freaks and Geeks' brilliance. 14. Cardellina's aged out. At 24, Linda Cardellini almost skipped the audition, convinced she was too old to play Lindsay, but her raw, soulful performance nailed the role, proving she was the perfect misfit heart of McKinley and cementing her place at the show's core. 15. Goodbye episode. The finale was written as both goodbye and wishful hope, with Apatow still praying for renewal. Lindsay's choice to follow the Grateful Dead felt like a bittersweet metaphor, an open road ahead, yet a quiet acknowledgement that Freaks and Geeks' journey was already ending. 16. Marketing fumble. Despite landing in NBC's prime lineup, Freaks and Geeks was left to sink without support. With almost no ads, no buzz, and zero promotion, the network handed it a quiet death, silencing a show that deserved a spotlight and a megaphone. The lack of promotions doomed its chances, leaving fans to discover its raw brilliance years later through word of mouth and cult devotion. 17. Rogen's bold reveal. Seth Rogen's character, Ken, was revealed to be on the autism spectrum, a bold choice for 1999 TV. The storyline gave his sarcasm and deadpan edge a deeper resonance, quietly challenging TV stereotypes long before neurodiversity was part of a mainstream conversation. It made Ken's smark resonant deeper, reflecting Freaks and Geeks' bold human heart. 18. Post-cancellation Emmy. After its cancellation, Freaks and Geeks won an Emmy for outstanding casting. The irony was brutal. NBC had already discarded the very same lineup of rising stars who would soon dominate Hollywood, blind to the gold mines sitting in our own backyard. Franco, Rogen, and others proved their star power, shining long after the network gave up on McKinley High's misfits. 19. Stars near exit. Martin Starr, who played the wonderfully awkward Bill Haverchuck, was so devastated by the cancellation that he nearly walked away from acting altogether. But the show's enduring fans' love kept his spark alive, and years later, he found his footing again in Hollywood. 20. Music rights delay. The long-awaited DVD release was stuck in limbo for years, tangled in costly 80s music rights. Iconic tracks from bands like Van Halen and The Who kept McKinley High frozen on the shelf, its authentic vibe locked behind legal red tape, delaying fans' chance to relive the show's killer soundtrack and raw teen moments at home. 21. Apatow's cast reunion. Judd Apatow carried the Freaks and Geeks spirit into his later hits, recycling much of the cast for films like Knocked Up and Superbad. Franco, Rogen, and Siegel's McKinley roots blossomed into comedy gold, proving the show had launched a generation of stars. 22. Film school staple. Freaks and Geeks has become a film school essential, praised for its masterclass in character writing. From Lindsay's conflicted soul to Sam's awkward innocence, the gang's layered depth continues to teach aspiring writers how to craft stories that feel achingly real. 23. Time's top honor. Time magazine named it one of the 100 greatest TV shows ever, proving its brilliance outlived its run. Canceled too soon, yes, but its legacy still glows bright. A badge of honor every diehard fan proudly carries. 24. Clueless cast. The cast never imagined they were making TV history. To them, it felt just like another short-lived gig. They didn't expect their raw, awkward roles to ignite a spark. Yet, it became a cultural touchstone, immortalizing the messy, beautiful lives of teen misfits who had ever felt like an outsider in the brutal halls of high school. 25. Best Canceled Show. Fans and critics alike hail it as the greatest show ever canceled too soon. With just 18 episodes, Freaks and Geeks carved out a legacy built on raw heart, real teens, and the kind of authenticity that outlives any network's short-sighted decision. Freaks and Geeks may have been short-lived, but its impact has lasted far longer than NBC ever imagined. In just 18 episodes, it redefined what teen TV could be. Raw, awkward, and heartbreakingly real. Canceled too soon? Absolutely. Forgotten? Never. Decades later, its cult fire still burns, proving that legends don't need longevity, just honesty, heart, and a little bit of rebellion. If you enjoyed this dive into TV history, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more stories that deserve to be remembered.